All right, we're live.
Woohoo! Hi. Good morning. This is Honest Kim and and
Oh, and Annie, the psychic sidekick.
we are here today on Taboo Topics by Fashion First Aid on Tuesday, February 4th to celebrate Dump Your Significant Jerk Week.
Woo! Break up with him. Who cares? It's Valentine's Day.
Well, that's the whole point of it, I think, right? It's the week before Valentine's Day. They have this every year, and you are supposed to break up with your significant jerk. Now, you're not supposed to break up with your amazing person, but you are supposed to dump your significant jerk so you don't have to spend one more awful Valentine's Day with that horrendous person.
It's funny because for when I was an RA back in the day, our residents, we always had a time of the year called the turkey drop, and that's when you go back home after your freshman year home to see that boyfriend that you've been holding out for, and then you decide to break up with them. Then you get back together at New Year's. Then you kind of stay barely together for Valentine's Day just to get that special card or present, and then spring break, it's officially over.
Love the turkey drop. Well, now as an RA back in the day, did you counsel anyone, or did you tell them to dump, or give them reasons why you should or shouldn't dump someone?
I told them a lot of times that they probably shouldn't have a serious boyfriend or girlfriend in college since it's a time to explore and to get to know yourself.
Sounds dirty.
That does.
Well, fun fact, you've never been broken up with?
No, I've never. It just kind of, I'm really into hints, and so it's just the one time. At one time, it was really amicable, and we're like, yeah, summer's over. It was fun. Sweet, see ya.
Oh, that's good. But at least you're communicative.
Oh,
Excuse me. Well,
hey, I'm not that great of a communicator. I'm like the silent person where I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to call you back ever again.
but that works sometimes, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. The last time I just did it recently, and it worked out really well.
Radio silence. It's a pretty big hint. So let's go over real quickly a few reasons to dump someone. Basically, since this is Dump Your Significant Jerk Week, basically the person has to be a jerk. So
Yeah.
what are two big things that make someone a jerk?
I think not treating someone well, being disrespectful to you or your friends or your family.
I mean, I feel like, okay, being disrespectful, but that's kind of a broad spectrum.
All right.
I mean, what is disrespectful?
What if you had a flat tire and he played video games instead of coming to help you change your tire, and he was about 5 miles away? I think that's kind of a jerky thing to do.
That is kind of a jerky thing to do. But then again, you could be like, well, that's what AAA's for. And that's a pretty good non-excuse excuse.
I'd call him a jerk.
I'd call AAA.
You're a very practical girlfriend, Kim, or wife.
I think the biggest reason to dump someone or that makes someone a jerk is just dishonesty. I mean,
definitely.
That could go into cheating, because I mean, if you're not married, I personally don't think it's cheating. But if you lie about it, if you're like, hey, look, I'm dating other people, that's not cheating and you're being honest. But if you're lying about it and you're not even married to that person, I think that's a big red flag. Red flag.
I always love the girlfriend stories where they're like, hey, I was on Tinder the other day and I found your boyfriend. He's actively looking for people on Tinder.
See, and that's the other reason that I think the biggest thing that makes someone a jerk is sort of general malaise. If someone's just not stoked to be with you, then my theory is dump that person and find someone who is. Like, the longer you linger with a loser, the less time you have with someone amazing.
I completely agree.
The longer you linger with a loser.
110% both ways. You know in your gut. I think there was someone was talking about wedding days and how many people get divorced and they knew it on their wedding day and they said it came down to gut feeling. They just knew it wasn't going to work out, but they already went through the process of planning everything. So they just went with the flow and then got a divorce a couple years later.
Huh. Well, I mean, a lot of people that I've heard, have gone through that. They're like, oh yeah, but everyone, the wedding invitations were already out. It's like, what's easier, going through a divorce or canceling a wedding? Not a tough decision.
Option B.
I don't know. But so, yeah, that's my thing. If someone's not stoked to be with you, I mean, it's no harm, no foul, right? Sometimes you're like, hey, this might work, and you realize it doesn't. You're like, just be honest. Be like, okay, peace out.
Yeah.
So,
No one's perfect, but the goal is to find someone that's going to love you unconditionally.
exactly. Exactly. And so if you get broken up with, or if you do the breaking up, just be honest and no harm, no foul. Peace out. But I do have some tips on how to dump. I have very strong feelings, surprise, surprise, on how to dump someone. So
I need
if
those
anyone,
tips. I need those tips.
well, if anyone has any questions or feels otherwise, because people do not agree with me here, feel free to type them in. But I am going to tell you my number one and only way to break up with someone. And
Wait,
it's,
Kim, real quick, how many times have you broken up with someone,
I'm
would
not
you
going to
say?
say, that's a lot.
Can you count them on like two hands?
No,
Ooh.
I need some more limbs. But look, I mean, in all due respect, it was like, look, this isn't working out. Moving on. So, and I have, okay, so from experience, embarrassingly enough to say, I call it the rip off that Band-Aid theory. It's like you've made your decision. Don't ease into it. Don't like pull that Band-Aid off little by little. No one agrees that's the way to pull off a Band-Aid. The way to pull off a Band-Aid is to be like, whoosh, done. Peace out. So you say, look, it's been swell. It's not working out. No ifs, ands, or but about it. We're not getting back together. No revolving door. Good luck with everything. Here are your records back. Done.
Do you do that in a private setting, or are you meeting this person at the farmer's market as scheduled and you're picking up an apple, taking a bite, and like, hey, I think we should break up. This isn't working out for me. Have a good rest of your life.
Well, I think it depends. I mean, if you've gone on, if you've been dating for 2 months, right? I might be a jerk, but I think it's okay to break up by text.
Oh, wait, I think you have given that advice to one of our friends before. I remember someone named Tadelia might have broken up with the guy via
Yeah.
text.
I mean, it was a short relationship. It was like 2 months, and she wanted to start dating someone else, who she's now married to, maybe, if we're talking about the same person that rhymed with exactly what you said. But, it's like, hey, look, it's been fun, it's been swell, but it's not going to work out. Happy New Year. But I mean, I feel like that's the way to go, because if you ease into it, if you're like, well, I don't know, let's take a break, and you keep their records and their Letterman's jacket or whatever, then it's like it just takes forever, and you've already made up your mind. You know this person's probably not right for you. And let's say you don't know, but you think you call it off. And I've known people that have taken time apart, 3 months, even like years, and then realized, no, they're the right person, have gotten back together.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's like some people feel like they have this like Velcro. They have to cling on to something. They can't let someone go because then they'd be alone. It's like, dude, be alone. Enjoy yourself.
I think being
Again,
alone is
sounds
good.
dirty.
Once you're alone and you're comfortable with yourself, I think I saw on Twitter yesterday one of the ladies talking about how being comfortable with yourself is the most important thing, and then once you're being okay with being single, then you might be ready to have a relationship.
Oh, is that on You Beauty?
You beauty, those
Yay, holler.
ladies.
But, agreed. If you are too needy, I mean, sometimes you just need time to work on yourself, because a lot of times it's, oh, look, it's not me, it's you. But sometimes, oh, look, it's not you, it actually is me. So having some time on your own to grow your own respect for other people and your own respect for yourself is also a good thing. The downside, though, I do say with text and emails, if you break up with someone that way, is it can be misconstrued unless you're really to the point, like, look, done. I've deleted you from my contacts. Or or if you've dated someone for 3 years or something, that's kind of, I think,
That's a dick move.
yeah, it is a pretty dick move. You at least owe them the courtesy. But at the same time, if they're going to cause a scene at the farmer's market and start throwing tomatoes at you, I mean, yikes, don't do it there. Don't do it anywhere with knives if the person is predisposed to violence.
Well, I think if you go into it softly and let it build, you're like, sit down, I need to talk to you. Well, people's natural reaction is to tense up and start freaking out inside, and so they tend to be a little bit more emotional. But if you rip off that Band-Aid, they can't really react, and you're like, well, have a nice life. See ya.
Or you can do it right when they're supposed to get on an airplane. It's like,
oh, have you done that before?
30-minute cutoff. Can't talk anymore about this. Bye.
Have you done that before?
No. But that would be a good idea.
That's a really great idea. Things that have time constraints. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. April 14th. Nope, we can't have a long talk about it. My taxes are due tomorrow.
Damn taxes!
So, anyway, do we have any questions, Psychic Sidekick?
Someone says, what was the easiest breakup and what was your hardest breakup? They're asking you, Honest Kim.
Honest Kim? Shoot, that's a tough question. Put me on the spot a little bit. I think my easiest breakup, oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. They're all so easy, especially when they live long distance. You're like, oh, I guess I'll see you never. Can I skip this question?
All right. They just asked, what was your weirdest breakup?
Well, the hardest breakup, I will tell you, was with someone who just wouldn't take no for an answer. I think it just took weeks, and it was long distance, thankfully, but it was like always wanted to talk about it, and are you sure, this is right, and blah, blah. You're like, no, look, peace out, done, not going to happen. But, he keeps wanting to talk about it, so I think that was the hardest.
That's actually a great segue into the next question. Sammy143 just asked, what do you do when the person just refuses to let you go? Do you move to a different country, change your phone numbers, change your Facebook, pretend that... I've done that before where I pretended I had a new boyfriend. I've done that before. And that worked pretty well.
But a lot of people do the fake new boyfriend stuff. So, but you have to... I think if it's really serious, the person really won't let you go, you have to take a restraining order or get some legal action. We have a friend who had someone who had a really, really hard time letting go, and it was scary, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It can be scary. But, the way to avoid that, you never know exactly how someone is going to react, but a good way to avoid that is to be very clear with the person. It's like, look, not going to work, no how, I don't want to be friends, I don't want, I just, moving on, peace out. I think that helps a lot.
Definitely. And then also, when do you think is a good time to move in with someone versus not move in with someone? That's a question. I know that's usually a personal preference, because my personal preference, unless I'm married, we're not living together.
Right. I think, based on experience, if you're getting married to someone and you're sort of planning your life together, or if you're actually 100% married to someone, that's safer. But there's people that go through their whole lives, right? Never married, but they cohabitate forever, not married. That's true. And it's personal preference. If you have to just assess your own situation. If you're the type of person that goes, has a new significant other every 3 months, moving in with someone is probably a really bad idea. You should probably take your longest relationship and give it at least that long. Because the hardest thing is, I've done it exactly one time. I moved in with someone, and we got engaged, and then I'm like, this is just bad. This is totally bad. This is wrong. And then you feel like you're stuck. You're like, well, I live here. I, have a business with this person. how do I get out of this? And you end up staying in it longer than you need to. And finally, I had the courage, I was a lot younger, to be like, okay, peace out. And then it's hard because you're moving out and the other person's all emotional and you're like, okay, I got to go somewhere, I don't know. And
You have
you
to
live in the
divide
back
the
of your car.
DVDs.
I know, I never got my Little Mermaid DVD, or I actually think it was a VHS.
That was a sweet VHS.
I know, it had that phallic castle on it. I want it back.
You know who you are.
So, anyway, I'm really excited to get to our new feature.
Oh, yay! What is it called?
Yay, well, sponsored by Trunk and My Junk, it's our new weekly feature called Dick of the Week, which is Dump Your Significant Jerk Week is a really great time to launch it.
It's
So,
a perfect time.
We have a theme song for it. Are you able to play that, Psychic Sidekick?
I can't play it right now.
Aw, well, I'm going to sing it for you. Ready? You're gonna have to face it, you're a dick.
That was perfect.
Yeah, I'm such a good singer. So every week you have till Sunday night to nominate your Dick of the Week. And what all you do is you email us help at Fashion First Aid, or you post on our Facebook page, or you can any of our social media, just nominate your Dick of the Week and tell us why that person or people should get in the mail from us a personalized Trunk in My Junk for the big Dick of the Week. So this week, our Dick of the Week, we are mailing to the entire town of Steubenville, Ohio. Those are the people, the whole town pretty much tried to cover up a rape of a 16-year-old girl to protect 2 high school football players. So we're still stewing about that, even though that happened over a year ago. And we are sending the whole town Trunk of My Junk. So join us in giving them a hand or another body part. All right, now let's move on to the last bit, the Psychic Sidekick prediction.
Hello, my little children. I see great things in your future, but it comes with a courageous decision. This decision will give you strength, and it will lead a path. I see 1, 2, or 3? Yes, I see 1, 2, or 3 months, and someone will open their heart to you, and you will open your heart to them.
Okay, that voice kind of scared me. I like how the accent changed midway through. All right, so next week, tune in. It's going to be pre-recorded, so it won't be live, because Sidekick will be at the Olympics in Sochi, and Honest Kid will be on a plane coming back from New York City. So next week, we will have a special guest and talk about personal landscaping. On February 11th, just in time for Valentine's Day. If you don't have a significant jerk, but you have a significant, amazing person, you can do some amazing Valentine's Day landscaping, and we're going to tell you how. All right, see you next Tuesday.
Bye, everyone.